Food and Beverage Magazine Live, bringing food and beverage to life. With your hosts, James Beard Award winner Jennifer English and Food and Beverage Magazine publisher Michael Politz. Featuring leaders in the hospitality, branded food and beverage, and CPG industries, many of whom are Jennifer and Michael's friends in the business. For an informal and informative conversation where friends in the business share the latest intel, ideas, and best practices. Live, juicy inside scoop from the tastemakers, newsmakers, bread bakers, drink shakers, spoon lickers, clam diggers, farms, foodies, and friends of the food and beverage magazine world. Here are your hosts, Jennifer English and Michael Politz.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Food and Beverage Magazine Live. We have a really interesting glimpse of the future of food and wine. We're going to look on the other side of the hospitality industry, those days in the not too distant future when we begin to get back to, I'm not going to say normal, I'm going to say the new normal. Where we go next is the future of food, beverage, and hospitality. And there are companies working right now in this moment seizing the silver lining opportunity of this pause to imagine what the delicious future of our industry is going to look like. One of those companies is called Airtab, and they have launched an incredible app. We're going to talk about that app today with Airtab 101's Chief Revenue Officer, and we're going to give you a tutorial on just what Airtab is. And in our own words, Airtab 101. We're going to go to Airtab University today and show you why. If by the end of this show, you have not downloaded this app onto your device, getting ready for the future, giving yourself that sense of hope that something really incredible is going to happen, you're going to be missing out. We welcome Michael Dagen, who is the Chief Revenue Officer of Airtab, to give us this tutorial today. Michael, how are you?
I'm phenomenal today. How are you guys? Or how are you, Jennifer? It's normally you guys. There's other guests on here, but Jennifer, how are you today?
I'm doing really well, but we have our team in the background.
Yes.
I have to tell you, I am really impressed with my scouting around about what's going on at Airtab. I want to know two things before we even get started today. You are so enthusiastic and you are so positive about the future of our industry. I think that gives us all an injection of hope. Can you talk a little bit about why you really have invested so much because you think the future is so bright for us all? Because I think a lot of people in our industry, frankly, need to hear it.
You know, what it comes down to is, and we have partners all over the world. And it's kind of funny, you know, I'm on 11 o'clock at night with our Australia partners. We're on early morning with our Mexico partners. And there's nothing like hearing what the world's going through and what we're going through in the United States. And people don't realize, and they're starting to realize, and they're starting to figure it out, that the restaurant and bar industry is our largest employer in the country. Period. It's our largest employer. And when these places are closed, not only is it hurting the multiple of the economy, but it's also hurting our spirits. Because my wife, on Saturday, I'll be married 29 years.
And news. Congratulations.
Thank you. My wife is the most amazing cook in the world. But sometimes she needs a break. And there's nothing wrong with going out and enjoying yourself out at a restaurant, at a bar, and being able to socialize, people watch, go through the process. We lost that last year. And the larger industry is able to hold on, but the small mom and pop boutiques aren't. And I went to a restaurant for lunch today, and there was a young lady there, a waitress, and she was just so happy to see us and so enthusiastic that we were there and that we appreciate it. We bought drinks, we bought food, we tipped 25% and, you know, went through everything. And I said, listen, I honestly said, is this enough tip? She says, just the smiles on your face and you being here is enough for me. So that for me means that we're doing the right thing by being able to get back, get out there and improve their lives, not just their financial lives, but their mental health lives, that they see people out back out supporting their livelihood.
Gives us all hope.
Yeah, absolutely. And you see everybody out there trying to do certain things. You see David Portnoy with Barstool Funds, what he's trying to do. Yeah. And we're trying to put together programs to raise millions of dollars for them and for the National Restaurant Association, be able to transfer it around and be able to put, that will be coming up in a couple of weeks. You guys will see that, the big initiative that we're putting forth. But it's the American spirit. And once again, we have partners all over the world. Airtab is launching in Australia in the summer, in Mexico in the fall, and being able to go globally. But seeing the American spirit, knowing that, hey, we want to get back out safe and be able to do that. But the only way to do that is to be able to support our local bars and restaurants. Not just the big chains. Big chains are great. We love them. Don't get me wrong. But it's still those mom and pop boutiques that, you know, they've had that restaurant in their family for 100 years, and they're trying to make the ends meet and be able to do it. And that one meal, someone coming in and spending $45 is a lot to them.
Legacy businesses are facing it the toughest, but you're going to help us right now because we're going to go into an Airtab tutorial. We're calling it Airtab 101. And you're going to teach us what Airtab actually is by showing us some things that you've brought to share with us, including a couple of videos, including a couple of demonstrations. So would you be good enough to take it from here, Professor Airtab?
Yes, that's it. I've got when I was a CFO last week, it's kind of funny when you called me the CFO, I got more calls from people saying, what? They let you in charge of a checking account? I said, no, she misspoke. I'm the guy that brings the money in, not take the money out. So, and now I'm a professor, someone who got kicked out of college and got his college degree 1 week before his son was born because his wife said she wouldn't be married to a guy without a college degree. That's what I get for marrying a Ivy League girl. So what we're going to see today is two videos. The first one is what we call our orange video, and you'll see why it's called orange. And this is our generic video that we introduced to restaurants so they could see the overall understanding of what Airtab is and how it works. And Airtab, as we talked before, is a behavioral analytical app. And what it does is that it takes, if you want to bring in the genre of Facebook and Instagram, puts them together for the restaurant and bar industry, but everything is live. Everybody checks in live automatically. So you as a restaurant owner knows exactly who's in their bar, how long they're there for, and what they bought live. Not guessing at the payroll, at the receipt at the end of the day, but actual live and being able to see that, hey, we do service 28-year-old women more than we do 35-year-old men. And then you're able to change your menus towards that. You're able to change your marketing towards that. And you're able to actually go out and purchase, whether it's different liquors, different foods, different genres, and be able to work in that general vicinity.
Well, you're taking the guesswork out of it.
As a marketing, maven, that's, someone said to me the other day, we speaking with one of our partners coming on board with our direct consumer module, which is for another episode we'll talk about. They were telling us how they market. Oh, we do Facebook ads, we do this, we do that. I said, great, you're using a shotgun. And they're like, no, we can advertise for 25 to 28-year-old women. I said, great, you're using a smaller shotgun. I go, the difference is we use a sniper rifle. We actually have the actual client in their hand socially, live. So when they're posting their pictures, when they're chatting with their friends on our app, the manager is able to see that they're there and that they're being engaged with pictures and with drinks and with foods and everything live.
Well, tee it up.
Okay. It's actually a very catchy tune. Sometimes you snap your fingers and everything to go through it. But what you saw in the preview there was really of how not only socially the individual is able to see their friends, see where they're at, see which bars are trending, which is very important to millennials nowadays, and it's actually very safe. So when they go into our bars and they're able to see certain things in our bars, they're able to see, hey, this bar is COVID approved and it's not at max capacity, you can go there. So imagine nowadays, people don't know where to go. They drive around, up, the bar says we're at 50% capacity, you can't come in. Okay.
Right.
Our app will tell them they're
Before
at this
you get out
right
of the
here.
house, yeah.
And these are the people that are there. And you can go through this. And we'll go through this in the next video of how I just showed you the restaurant side of what the restaurant looks for data, understanding what drink preferences people have, and so forth. On this next video, you're going to see me actually on my phone, not live, but recorded, on my phone, searching through Airtab and going through the process of how we not only find out where people are, what bars and restaurants are trending, but also to find out what the best liquors out there, what the best brandy might be out there, what are people saying about a particular wine. That is all in our app, which is not only...
And I
Yes.
just want to reset this for everybody, because if they're an operator, if they're in the industry and they're watching this, they're automatically thinking, hey, wait a second, I'm a Patron house, I'm a Maker's Mark house. I am now thinking, and my wheels are turning about how I can start partnering with the people I'm already partnered with, the people who really help sustain me. And operators are going to be watching these videos and thinking, oh my God, hopefully the ideas are just popping for them about how the inspirations are, how they can use this.
Yeah, you know, when you bring up about that, before we go into the next video, I'm not going to, and we could, when people contact us, we'll show our video. But one of the modules that we have is our tastings that we have. So when someone has a tasting out there, they're able to, the old fashioned of the girl walks around with the drink bottles, you know, the booby girl, you know, and walks around with the drink bottle and pours the drinks. You're not getting any data information, and the restaurant and bar is not getting anything. People are coming in quickly and leaving. With our product, we're able to do virtual tastings. We can do one tasting a night, or we can do 5,000 in one night. A brand can come up and say, I want to taste this new brand, send it out to the restaurants. Airtab will then invite all the Airtab members to come to those restaurants for a tasting. They'll do the virtual tasting. The people on their phone will rate each tasting, each drink they drink. It's sweet, it's sour, it's dark, it's light, it's too strong, I don't like it, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the 4 flights, they hit enter. The liquor company, wine company, craft company immediately gets all the data of everybody they spoke to. Now the restaurant has hundreds of people in their restaurant and bar. They're going to continue to eat and drink. And in fact, we're going to give them 2 more drinks to come back for another time, courtesy of that liquor house, whether it's Di Cerrone, Diageo, and so forth.
And remember, this doesn't cost the operators anything.
It doesn't cost the operator a dime. In fact, most operators, when they do a tasting, have to buy the liquor, right? They have to buy the liquor for the marketing company to come in, and the marketing company says, we'll buy the liquor back from you for the tastings and so forth, but they have to buy the cases or whatever it is. No charge. The liquor, the wine or liquor or craft company will send it in to the bar and restaurant for free. They'll do the tasting. We charge them a quarter of what they would normally pay, but they're getting the data. And then obviously the restaurant has 50, 100 more people in the restaurant or bar that are going to listen. If they leave, they leave. You know, it didn't cost the restaurant anything. They got a crowd. They're trending the excitement. But we know that 50 to 60% of them are going to stay and have another drink or have an appetizer and go through that. But once again, zero cost to the bar.
And by the way,
restaurant.
let's talk about the fact equal to the value of the data. Hello.
Right, the data is you can't put a figure on that.
Frankly, the data is the dividend.
Right. It's very unique that you have people to understand that the restaurant and bar industry has been around for a very long time, and nothing has changed in the sense of knowing who is in your restaurant and bar.
All right, let's get to the next video. I can't wait to see it.
Okay, the next video is, let's see if we can back it up some. So the next video, you open it up, and this is actually my phone, so I'm going to open up my Airtab app and let it roll. Now I can talk through this, there's no sound. So what's going to happen is I'm going to type in where I want to go that night. I want to go to Fort Lauderdale. And then it's going to pull up what restaurants are trending in Fort Lauderdale. You can see all the restaurants that are available. Okay, let's go to this Wilder one. Now, all these people, we'll go back to there, have checked in to that restaurant. This was at that time, of course. You can see how live it is. We just got a news report. And you're able to learn about the restaurant, go through it. This is all in the app. Now, read up, and then you're able to see what people were actually in the restaurant. All right, let me check out Sammy. Then you can learn a little about Sammy. Go through her, see her pictures, very pretty girl. And then go through a profile. Okay, what is Sammy like? Who's following Sammy? Where has she been? And then be able to see who her friends are. Okay, do I want to friend any of her friends that are in the bar and be able to see where they went? Okay, then we're going to go back out. Now, these are the trending restaurants. You can scroll through all the trending restaurants in your area and see what live upcoming events they have. This is all that you have in your hand before you even step out. Now, here's what I love the most, the featured portion. This is where sponsors can come up and they can say, hey, I want to talk about this video, Di Cerrone Orange, or I want to learn about the brewing company, or look, this group right here, these are all the people that have tasted this Afro rum. You can go through there and then be able to see, oh, okay, I see Dennis. I don't know who this Dennis guy is, but he seems pretty cool, wink, wink. And see where Dennis has been hanging out. Oh, Dennis went to the Utiki Beach. Look at all the people that are at Utiki Beach now and see their comments of live of who they are and be able to go out, and then you can see who the friends and following, and that's your night.
Wow.
This is before you even leave your house.
Right. Now,
so you're not guessing where you're going.
Let's talk about how Airtab works.
Okay. Airtab is a simple there's two sides to the coin. Obviously, there's the member side, and then there's our operator side. So the member side has multiple ways to work. So initially, when the members come in, we're going to give them 2 free drinks in their app. Now, they can redeem those drinks at any Airtab approved restaurant. And from there, when they get to the Airtab restaurant, they ask for their first drink. The bartender will acknowledge on their phone, and I think we have a redeemed video that they could play, acknowledge on their phone that they were there. It will give a countdown. Literally, they'll push a button, 1, 2, 3, the drink is active. They get their free drink. They have 45 minutes in the restaurant and bar before they can get their second free drink. Now, why do we do that, you ask?
Michael, why do you make me wait for my second drink? I'm thirsty.
Okay, there you go. Well, we're here to support our restaurants and bars. So we're giving you, Airtab is giving you the free drinks. We're purchasing the drinks on your behalf for the restaurant and bar. Restaurant and bar is pouring those drinks for you. We want you to stay there and enjoy the benefits of being at that restaurant and bar. So if you're there for 45 minutes, we know that men will drink a drink in 10 minutes and women will be about 15 minutes. This is not something we made up. We statistically know this. During that time, we want them to be able to order another drink, order an appetizer, or an entree. I'll give you an example. We had a client of ours who has $38 risotto. Okay, pretty pricey. And he felt that millennials or younger people, 21s, 24-year-olds, won't go to his place because they're not going to pay $38 for a risotto. And we explained to him they would go if their 2 first free drinks are free. So they're saving $24 on drinks. So now they'll get 1 drink an appetizer and the risotto. So the same $60 they were going to spend going out, instead of spending the $100 at your location, now they're spending $60 at your location, but now they have the experience of being at your location. So when I was younger, my wife and I, when we first started out, had zero money. Literally, I'm still wearing the same wedding ring that we got when we were married. We still have the same couches we had on layaway. But when we wanted to go to a special restaurant, we saved up for it because we knew it was a treat for us to go and get that experience. Millennials today, 21 to 32, 33-year-olds, don't really have that experience. I'm sure you agree with me. They just go, they do whatever. Now we want them to get that experience back, to be able to go to these restaurants that are a little higher end, a little more boutique-y that they normally wouldn't go to, but now they can go to. So they get their first 2 free drinks, then they're out of drinks. They have no more drinks in their drink locker. We want to be able to let them experience this, not one time, not 2 times, but at least 5 times a month at different locations. So we offer a VIP membership for $10 a month for 10 drinks that they can use it at any of these locations across the country, and then soon the world. And it depends on the variance in trade. So that's how they use it. So now we're going to do the video for the redeeming, so you can see how it's so simple for a restaurant and a user to redeem.
Yep.
3, 2, 1. I'm not the director. I was in the AV club when I was in school. Most kids nowadays don't even know what an AV club is.
It was a phone.
That's pretty simple on how you redeem a drink with Airtab. Simple on the restaurant side and simple on the user side.
I feel like I'm going to get an A in this class.
Listen, if you don't get an A, then it's actually the teacher. Has nothing to do with the student. I tell my children, one's graduated, one's graduating. It has nothing to do with you as a student. It has to do with you as a teacher. And if the teachers don't teach you well,
then I'm definitely getting an A in this class.
I appreciate that. So what we really want today is we want restaurants and bars to understand that we're there for them and that we want them to be able to, thank you, Eric. Actually, Eric just messaged me that he loves it and has just signed up, which is great. We're going to have the users. Jennifer, when I tell you this, I'm going to look you straight in the eyes. We're going to have the user. We already have hundreds of thousands of users in our app ready for our March 1st launch. By the way, that's going to be a big day. March 1st launch nationwide. Since COVID restrictions are easing up all over the place, we're going to be able to launch nationally March 1st. But what we're asking for is that if there is a restaurant or a bar out there that would like to participate in our program and be an Airtab ambassador, be an Airtab restaurant, give us a call. Find us on the website, airtabapp.com. We have obviously a form to fill out. Keep in mind also, we're not going everywhere. So when I say we're not going everywhere, we're not going to be in 100,000 restaurants. I just want you to know that.
So if I have it, you're not going to be across the street.
That's correct.
Cannibalizing me.
That's correct. We're not going to do that. We're going to go by our population, meaning, Jennifer, it's real simple. We're telling restaurants we're going to send them 500 to 1,000 people per month. That's what we tell them to be able to handle, 500 to 1,000 additional people. We have a heat map software in our app that where people sign up for one thing and so forth, we're able to see where it is, the heat map wise. You follow what I'm saying? And say, hey, wow, we have 5 restaurants in this area, but 10,000 people signed up. Well, that's not going to work out. We need to add more restaurants. At the same time if we have 100 people in an area, we're not going to have 10 restaurants. It doesn't work for us. It doesn't work for our speciality. So the reason why I say once you're signed up in our app, and this is what they call a call to action. See, the sales side's taken over now. So the teacher's gone, the sales side's going on. It's call to action. Once we have you in our app, you're protected in your area. But if you're not in our app today, and we create a partnership, which we're hoping to soon with Open Table, for example, or we create a partnership with a Cisco brands, or we create a partnership with Diageo or West Coast Beverages, who we just signed a partnership with them in Nevada, which we want to bring them on with you. You're out. And then you're going to wonder, why is that bar packed with 50, 100 people every night, and we only have 10, 15 people? It's because they're in the social scene, they're out there. And as we get our marketing arms out there more with our influencer network, we have some of the largest influencers in the world ready to blast out their drinks to their people.
We're talking with Michael Dagen. He's the Chief Revenue Officer of Airtab. I want you to go right now, as soon as this is over. Let's give everybody the link. They're going to go to Airtab app on the App Store, and it doesn't cost you anything to join this, does it?
No, it does not cost you anything to join the app. The app's free. It doesn't cost you anything to join if you're a restaurant. You know, it literally takes 8 minutes to come on board. We're most likely, we already have you in our app through our programming. You know, we programmed everybody in and then eliminate out. And the key here is that the first in any kind of incredible environment, it is, you know, the genres that we're going to create on this, and we'll talk about in other episodes of our Airtab music, which is a hint, our direct consumer program, which is a hint, and our wine tasting, which is a hint, is going to be revolutionary. And the best thing about this, everybody, is that Jennifer English broke this story. She is getting Pulitzer for this. She's going to be out there, and it's all thanks to you guys, because if it wasn't for Jennifer, I wouldn't be here today. So that's what we need to do.
Yeah, but let's be really serious about this. We're behind this because we think this is one of the most exciting opportunities for the next iteration of our industry. And we really think our independent partners, who are really grinding it out right now and sustaining through the difficulties of COVID, this is going to be the reward for surviving, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, and that's our goal of what it is. It comes down to knowing who your people are, especially in the COVID times, which bars and restaurants are safe, which bars and restaurants are open. You know, they want to talk about global
and where your friends are.
And where your friends are. Instead of picking up the phone, calling or texting, where are you? You can see where they are. And instead of driving around, whether you're in an Uber or not, and showing up someplace, you're able to glance and see, not just here, but nationwide. And that's the beauty of it.
Eric's written in, he said he'd love to get his clients involved. Everybody's going to want to get their clients involved. We've got less than a minute left. I'm going to give you the final word on the show today.
Well, the final word of it is real simple. Tab, you're it. Everybody get Airtab, and we will see you in the bars and restaurants March 1st for our grand opening. Restaurants, get on board. Users, get ready to enjoy your drinks, and let's save our bars and restaurants together.
Thank you.
Whether you are thinking about becoming a restaurateur or you are already in the business, Michael Politz has written a must-read, The Food and Beverage Magazine's Guide to Restaurant Success. Pick up your copy today at Barnes & Noble, Amazon, Books A Million, or wherever fine books are sold.